Hi, and today we're gonna have a first look at a couple of new features for Power Automate which have been announced on at Ignite. So yeah, let's start. Um, so yeah, to be clear, at Ignite they've announced a couple of features, and one of them, which I'm gonna show you today in a first look, is the AI builds it feature. And that feature, it's available on in preview, and it's available in US environment. So what I've done is over here I've created this US environment, and I'm using a SharePoint site collection called YouTube. And on that SharePoint site collection, I have created this sample list, and this sample list has a product title, an expiration date, a person responsible, and a price. And I'm going to use that to demonstrate this AI builds it feature. So let's switch to our Power Automate environment. When this feature is available, this AI builds it feature, you should be able to see this tile on the create page. So you can click on it, and then obviously, because it's a new feature, you get all these kind of dialogues. So yeah, let's just click them away. And yeah, as you can see, it has an input field, and it basically asks you to give a description of this flow. So let's try it. So thinking out loud, what I would be interested in is retrieve items of SharePoint list in a HTML table. That would be, for me, an interesting scenario. So you can just enter that text, and then you can click confirm, and then hopefully the AI will show you some suggestions. So that's what I've seen so far when testing it. So as you can see, I didn't describe any date or time. So I could have said retrieve every week, retrieve every day. So now it did suggest a recurrence. And this is like a visual overview of what it would suggest, but you can look into that in detail. So it's using this trigger, this get items, a table, which interestingly enough has not the purple icon but a green icon, and then a compose, which is gray, which is normally also purple, I guess. So yeah, that's interesting. But it's a preview, so you can either accept it by clicking next, or say this is not what I want, and then try again. And you can also obviously change this wording to search for something else. But let me click again on confirm. So yeah, let's try this one out. And when you select this suggestion, then it will connect all the connectors. So it will use your credentials. And in this case, it's only the get items, so only one connection is needed. And now in the wizard, I'm getting an option to select a side and a list. So let me hook it up to the one I just showed you, the example list, and then let's click create flow. So yeah, as you can see, this is what you end up with, a flow created by AI, which is obviously great. So let's see what it actually did. It's every minute, which is a bit too much for me, to be honest. So I would say once a day is okay. It did connect it to the list, which is great. And it just used all the columns. So it would be interesting to see if you've made the description more granular, like a table with specific columns. I don't know if it would then set this to custom with those columns. I haven't tested that, so feel free to test that yourself. And then the table, it creates an empty output, which is odd, so I wouldn't need that. So I will just save it. But yeah, that's pretty impressive. AI building such a flow, so that's great. So yeah, that's demo number 1. So for demo number 2, I'm actually gonna reuse this flow. So yeah, demo number 2 is all about format data by example. So again, that's an AI feature. So typically in the Power Automate Designer, it can be quite a challenge to write expressions. Yeah, we see a lot of questions about that on the Power Users community forums. And what they've now done is they've included this feature which can give you suggestions based on examples, what type of expressions you could write. And yeah, let me show you that. And again, this feature should be in preview. So let's say, for argument's sake, switching back to our example, let's say we wanted this price to be in a certain currency. Yeah, you could do that with an expression. So as you can see, the format data by examples feature actually pops up as well. So let's say we wanted to have price with currency. Normally you would have to write it yourself in here, but as you can see now, there's this new feature here. When you click on it, you will get this additional pane. So in this case, we're interested in our price. And then you need an example. So in this case, if I remember correctly, yeah, we're using decimals. So let's say we want to have, this is an example price. We want to output it as, yeah, like round it down with the dollar currency. That would be an interesting one. So let's say we're gonna use that. So this is the current format and this is the desired output. And when you click on get expression, yeah, you will get an example what you could use. So yeah, this obviously is very useful. So when you copy it, you can actually just paste it in here, and obviously it's an expression, so to use the expression tab, and then obviously you can test run it. You have to click a couple of times to test run it. And as you can see now, suddenly you have a table with a format of currency. So yeah, it looks very powerful at the first glance. So yeah, I would definitely try this feature out.